YouTube channel. Today is Rate Reviews. I've already recorded this video once, but I forgot to plug in my mic, so it came through my laptop. I'm absolutely gutted. So that was a 22-minute video that I've already spoke about a lot. So we're going to go back into it. So there's two shows we're going to be reviewing today, which was the Hana Kimura Memorial produced Bagus show, which is obviously what it is. It's a memorial show for Kimura. This was a very fun show. I still need to rate it like I'd rate any other show match-wise, but it wasn't about the ratings for this show. It was about the actual, what it meant. And then we're going to go to Rev Pro Epic Encounters, which we watched this morning, which was an absolute banger. Really enjoyed it from back and forth. So we're going to go straight ahead, and I'm going to streamline this because I've already spoke about everything once, and it's going to annoy me to speak about it again. But we're going to go straight into the Kimura show. So this was just a nice event, just to honour the memory of Hana Kimura. I didn't get to see her wrestle that much, but obviously it's still a sad thing what happened. I watched the matinee show last year that got me into tears at the end of it, like the way they produced it. It was a very good show. So this started off with a minute silence, which was led by Corey Sane, which was a really nice touch. And then it ended with a matchup with, it didn't end with a, sorry, it started with a matchup with Keno versus Meltzer Ayaji, which is what he's Black Meltzer Rio normally. So this was more of like a straight-laced wrestler versus a comedy wrestler. Meltzer Rio was trying to make Kenoi crack for the whole matchup, but it wasn't happening. He'd kicked the absolute living hell out of him for the whole matchup. Meltzer Rio did get a pin near fall, which was very close, which I was surprised about. And then Kenoi actually hit a double foot stomp, and it got the pickup win. Alright, this 2 1/4, so it was a decent matchup. This was followed by the Tag Team Battle Royal, so pardon for me. So I'm not going to mention everyone in the ring because you can see them there, because it will take me 10 minutes to do that. So this was just the usual fun spot match for a Battle Royal in these kind of shows. There was a mystery tag, which was Kanameto and Mizunami, who you've seen a few times in AEW. This ended up in like an eight-way tag, no, a 4-way tag, so 4 teams, which was a cool spot at the end. And it ended up getting won by Chihiro Hashimoto and Mikao Watawa, I think it was. It was just a really fun matchup. I rated it 3 stars. Like, it got what it needed to be for myself. This was followed by Kyoko Kimura, who's the mother of Hana. So that was a nice touch seeing her wrestle on this show versus Jungle Kinyona. So she was quite emotional, Kyoko, which you'd understand. Like, being able to wrestle on this show, it's just nice like, to see. Kyoko is violent though. She woke up and chose violence. I'm sorry, Jungle, but she actually pricked the crap out of her wall. So I'm excited for interference from the others. Kyoko was in control for a lot of it. There was a few massive boots, back and forth strikes, and then a lariato from Jungle got her the win. I rated this 2 3/4. I really enjoyed the matchup, but it was more about what it was means than the actual matchup. So that was a fun way to go about it. This followed by Sakura Hiroto cosplaying as KUC Hana Kimura, fighting 4 matches, as you can see here. First was with Soyori, and then Fukuden Death came down, who's Kaori and Amana, halfway through the matchup. There was a pose off, which Sakura then just kicked her off the ropes, which was cool. Figure 8 from Sayori, which was a very cool spot as well. And then Kiora runs down, she does a foot trip, and then they start a few near fall pin battles, which ends with a double pin from Sakura and both women. So I'm sorry if I'm rushing through this. I already spent 22 minutes doing the previous one, so the passion isn't there now. This was followed by Aya Kong coming down, so you can see there was 2 matchups. The first match started with her just punch her in the face, she dropped, pin, that was over. So I had to rate that as a 0 because it was just a one-off punch, but you know, it is what it is for the matchup. The next matchup was actually more, not back and forth, but there was a bit more about it. Sakura kept punching her in the feet, which was a cool spot. I'm trying to find where I am here. A deep Boston Crab where from Aya Kong, who I thought was going to rip a leg off. The ref stopped her from tapping out. The ref kept stopping her from tapping out, which was a cool spot. Handspring ass poke, so Sakura hit her with a handspring ass poke like that, twice. So I'm talking ass poke. Then she kissed Kong. Kong didn't like that. She was trying to puke up. She hit her with a lariat, but there was a near fall on that, which I was really surprised by, and then a brainbuster ended it for Kong. This followed by a matchup with Rina, so Sakura was fighting everyone at this point. She hit her with a finger up the nose, which was weird. Starlight Kid got involved. I do like Starlight Kid, so it was nice to see her there. Sakura hit like a people's headbutt, so the people's elbow but with your head. Double knee near falls there, and then Sakura got submitted by a octopus stretch, which Sakura tried to get on Kong earlier, which was hilarious. So I rated this a 2.25 star match. So as I said, it wasn't about ratings for the show, but I've got to rate them the way I would do them. And then this was the main event, so it was Venny or Oscar, depending on how they are going at the time, versus Shuri. This felt like a big match. They were feeling at each other. Some monster kicks from Shuri. Top rope guillotine leg drop, which I love. Becky Lynch does some great ones. Venny has some great strokes, so they have some great strokes, which ended in some near falls. Then they hit like a proper moonsault, like near fall, which they have like a picture perfect moonsault. Shuri hit like a top rope arm drag on them, so she on top rope got into her arm drag, got into a key lock straight away, which was a very cool spot. There was a few knockout kicks from both people that ended in like near falls, and then Shuri's got a variation of the angel wings. I don't know what she calls it, but that was the finish. I rated 3.5, but like I've seen better matches from both of them, but like this was still a very good matchup, and it was a very good card. And it ended with like them saying thank you for being there, and they do this video package, which is really sad. Like last year's one hit me. Like this one, I weren't surprised to see, so it didn't hit me as much. Where every wrestler like appears on the screen, and you have people like Corey saying Kenny Omega saying the tagline for the show. So last year was Matinee, which was very sad, and this year was Bagus. So you had like Thunder Rosa appear and people like that as well. It was just a nice touch and a nice end to the show. But yeah, it was a fun show. Definitely check it out. Like I didn't get to see Hana wrestle, but like I really enjoyed the show. If you're a big fan of Hana, watch it. Just pay your respects. It was a great event. And then we're going to go up to Epic Encounters, which was close to event of the year already, and we're only probably 3 weeks into the qualification period. So this started with Michael Oku versus Connor Mills. So Destination Everywhere, they're a tag team, but they were fighting for the cruiserweight title. So Oku wasn't taking it serious at the start, which I think was winding up Mills. So he got well annoyed as we were going along. Started some strong strikes from Mills, who was trying to kick his head off. Oku hit a Crosby flop, the high jump move onto the dive outside. Insane spike DDT as well, that was incredible. Mills hit a slingshot mill shot, so basically you threw him onto the rope, so his guy's stomach landed and the rope bounced back and he kicked him in the head, which was very cool. Some stiff Europeans from Mills, he was proper into control. Mills tried to do a moonsault. Oku hit a super kick, which was a cool spot as well. Boston leg, so a half Boston that Oku does, which is finisher. So like Kong earlier, tried to rip the guy's leg off. Mills just got in the ropes. 450 Oku near fall. Then Mills hit a burning cutter, which he nearly won with the match. Well, he got the free, but the Oku's leg was under the rope, so that restarted the match. Oku tried to then pin him, which wound Mills up because he was trying to argue with the ref at the time. Some incredible back and forth at this point. Some poison ranas, and then a snap rana from Oku picked up the win. I rated 3.25 stars, so that boy rounded up to 8 on here. Just a very good start of the show. This was followed by Yumino and the Sunshine Machine Boys and Tsuji versus Lycos Jim and Smoking Aces. Jump start from the heels. Mambo had a giant band hit off his head, so Lycos wrapped it around his head, went into the crowd and flicked it and actually hit him, which was a very cool spot. Mambo seemed a bit out of sync with everyone else in the matchup. I didn't know what was going on at the time, but it seems he got better in the matchup it goes along. Yota looked fantastic. Like I've only seen him a few times in New Japan and a few shows on this show, but this is the best outing I've seen him for a while. he did a dive which started like a dive-a-thon, which annoyed the hell out of me. I don't like when everyone gets to dive. It's like one dive, that's it, and then carry on the match. Not, oh, I'm going to dive, there's another guy in the ring who's going to dive now. Oh, we're both outside the ring, here comes a fifth dive, and it was just silly. It just became like a chaotic mess. An accidental headbutt, so Cooper hit, I think, Suji, which ended up with the whole team exploding and the New Japan guys just leaving. And then Sunshine Machine still nearly won. They had a few near falls, but then Charlie Sterling and Nick Riley hit like a spot pole driver double team, and that ended the match. Rated 3 1/4. It was still a good matchup. Just a bit of chaotic mess. So then this was followed by Ricky Knight, who I'm a big fan of, RKJ versus Inara, who I've seen a few times in New Japan. But this was a standout match for both of them. RKJ was proper in control. He's an absolute speedball. There's chaos outside. Hanara got whipped into the guardrail. The guardrail hit a load of fans, so they should probably sort that out for health and safety. It was just outside chaos. Massive chops from both guys. RKJ was in control for the majority of the matchup. It was a weak Canadian destroyer, so RJK tried to hit a Canadian destroyer, but both guys landed like that rather than straight down, which looked a bit weak. There was proper back and forth. Sonara got properly into it, but then RKJ hit a quick roll up and got the win. I rated it 3 1/2. I really enjoyed the matchup. Followed by a match I was really looking forward to because I'm a massive fan of Robbie X from his time with Kamikaze to Southside when they were around. He's very underrated in the UK. Luke Jacobs, who is a standout star in the UK right now. Robbie always looks impressive. Like Jacobs hit like a high back body drop on the apron, so he lifted him for a back body drop, but then on the outside. But Robbie hit like that, like on the back of his head rather than things. So that was a cool looking spot. He lawn darted him into the crowd, which was cool as well. Monster chops from both guys. Suplex into the turnbuckles like they were going for hell for leather. Moonsault spot, which I didn't enjoy because it's the typical moonsault. Robbie X hit a moonsault, and then there's two random guys next to Jacobs to catch him. Like, why are these guys there just to catch him? Like, if you either do it just on Jacobs or don't do it, because it kind of annoys me. It's safety, which is fair enough. You don't want Robbie X to hurt himself, but it just doesn't look right. So why are these guys appearing? But yeah, it didn't take away from the matchup. There was a body drop on the ramp, two poison ranas, which ended up in near fall. Lariato near fall. Spiral tap near fall from Robbie X. Exclamation, which I thought won the match, but no, that got near fall as well. And then Robbie tried to hit a Hurricane Runner off the top rope. Luke Jacobs reversed it into a stall spot. That was great as well. Then he hit a lariat and a screwdriver, and I rated that 3 1/2 as well. Very good breakout match for both guys. I say breakout match, they shouldn't be needing to break out at this point. Both guys are talented, and I hope Robbie X gets around a bit more now, because I'm really enjoying seeing him love it for again. This was followed by Dan Maloney versus Gabriel Kidd, which I didn't get into. It was a 10-minute match. It was a proper horse fight, but like 5 minutes of that was just a chop battle. I'm talking 5 minutes just chopping the crap out of each other. Which is fair enough when you're like Kabashi versus Mazaru and you're going 40 minutes, so like a 5-minute chop battle's not taking much away from the match, but it was too long and too short for the match. So there's just a lot of monster chops, lots of no-selling, some spears. Gabriel Kidd hit a lariat and then a twisting pole drive to win the matchup. Rated 2 3/4, so it's just a bit above average. Windsor versus Ray was up next. So this was fine, this matchup. It was just placed a bit weird onto the card. So Windsor and Ray, I think, should be placed closer to the start, because the fans weren't properly into it until the end, because this was more of a technical battle. The fans were worn out by this absolute chaos for the first 5 matches, and then to see a bit of technical ability wasn't there. So I just didn't really get into it. It just needed to be placed a bit earlier, I think. But both girls went for it. Like, there was a few sit at the end, like submissions. There were some cool submissions. Carly Ray whacked a bagpack on, tried to do a senton on and missed, which was a funny spot. Both girls were just trying to battle the crap out of each other. The Shining Wizard near fall, which was a fun spot as well. And then it ended with Windsor hitting like a driver, so you had a lot of that, and that ended the match. I rated 3 stars, which I think it would have been a better match. It was better placed, because the crowd would have got back into it, and they would have been into it a bit more. This was followed by the match of the night, and the reason I watched the show, because I heard some great things about this match. It was Aussie Open versus the Velocities. So this was absolute insanity. It started with a double Poison Rana. Yeah, I'm saying started from the top rope. Aussie Open, they were both trying to do the crowd thing where you both stand on the top rope trying to get the crowd to cheer for you. Aussie Open stood up there. Both guys jumped up and Poison Rana them. That was insane. Some stereo dives, like they kept diving past each other. Aussie Open hit dual power bombs on the apron, and then Davis just went full smash mode. He was beating the crap out of the guys, which then led to Aussie Open full smash mode because Cole O'Reilly got proper into it then. It was just full on everywhere. Crucifix bomb, I think it was from Jude London on Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly, I'll probably call him Kyle O'Reilly a few times already. Kyle Fletcher, I do apologise, Mr. Fletcher, which was a near fall. Davis hit, I think it's called the Alpha Mare water slide, which is like a reverse torture rack where into an aeroplane spins, where he spins him, and he eventually falls off. That looked very cool. There's like a catapult tombstone, which London, it was like in a wheelbarrow position, flipped him into a tombstone. That was insane. And then there was an inverted sling blade where the guy got spiked. Dragon Rana near falls. Like, this was incredible. I'm losing my mind just saying about this match. Brainbuster on the top rope, so Fletcher had him on the top rope for a suplex and hit him into a brainbuster, which Generico used to do, which he landed him head first on the actual turnbuckle. Fidget spinner, so they hit the fidget spinner, which ended up with a near fall, so they ended up doing a top rope fidget spinner, and that ended the matchup. 4 3/4 stars. It was just a great, it was good. And then, obviously, to end it, we're going to have Murder Grandpa, Suzuki versus Oku, who's just had a great match at the start. So there was a cool spot straight away. So Oku did something, and then it got the crowd to say the usual "you effed up," which but then Suzuki looked at it and went "you effed up," which was cool because Suzuki normally doesn't do that. Oku wasn't trying to take it serious again, so he was doing, the test of strength. So Suzuki was about to reach the test of strength, and then he'd swap his arms, so he kept going like that. And then Suzuki started laughing and slapped the shit out of him. So it was usual Suzuki back and forth strikes continuously, in every match he has, which is still a fun spot. Suzuki lured him into the ropes, did his arm bar in the ropes, but Oku reversed that into a Boston Crab, so Suzuki, his leg, started working on his leg. So Suzuki then hit like a monster forearm, so he does the laugh like ha 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 bang, which was very cool as well. Suzuki was proper working on his leg, as in not selling wise like Suzuki. You could tell his leg was hurt, which was great because that's the whole point of the matchup. Got dragon leg sweeps, and he was limping on his leg. Oku's went for his frog splash finish. Suzuki lifted both of his legs up, but instead of getting straight up, Suzuki was just hobbling because obviously he's landing his legs, so that's what's supposed to happen. So that was great as well. And then it ended with Suzuki hitting the Gotch style pole driver. So that was the end of the matchup. I rated 3 3/4. So Oku was man of the night for the show, obviously. 2 3 3/4 matches, but match of the night obviously goes to Aussie Open versus Velocities. So this was an awesome card. So comment down below if you watch these, what you think about them. Comment on Cagematch, what you thought about each matchup. Let me know down below what I should watch next. I'm watching Double or Nothing tomorrow, so that's already fully booked. DP, if you're watching, let me know what you actually thought about the matchups. And the Joshi Casual people, which are in the Discord, let me know what you thought about the Hana Kimura show. And overall, yeah, that's the end of the ratings, and that's the end of the show. So like, comment, and what's the other one? Subscribe, do that. And we will see you again next week. It's just going to be me and Smooth for the rest of the week because RGX decided to have a birthday today. So happy birthday. Wish him a happy birthday. And now he's off for the rest of the week. Liberties. Anyway, you all have a nice rest of your day. And I'll catch you all soon for next week. Adios.